This is AC Starlord, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And a couple hours ago, at like around 3 o'clock, I just saw this amazing movie, Speed Racer. I had some comics of this. It's also a cartoon and anime. But the comic books, I do have some videos on there if you want to learn more about Speed Racer. But this movie was amazing. It was made in 2008, and it was just a fantastic film. Am kind of sad and mad at myself that I did not see this in 2008 because I would probably love it. But I'll also probably say it was a little cheesy, a little bit out there. The CGI was the best they could use. I mean, the CGI was the best they can use. But now I'm watching it, the CGI was perfect. But yeah, it was the best CGI they can used, and the story was very good. This is like the last, no, this is like the second to last scene that I have here. But Speed Racer right there, it all starts off with his brother Rex, Rex Racer, and then all he could imagine is being just like his brother. And then his brother doesn't magically, but his brother disappears or he dies. So first he disappears and then he dies, and then there's an all new racer named um, Racer X, and I will get into that pretty soon here. Now, me growing up, he idolized his brother Rex, and his brother was kind of accused of being a not so good guy, you know, doing racing for the wrong reasons. And then when he got older, well, of course, he knew that was a lies, but when he got older, he still worked with his pops, which his pops was um, John Goodman. And then when he was younger, he also met a girl named Trixie that also helped him around in college. And this is taking place when he got older. And the thing is, this movie jumps from when he was a kid to teen, I would say teenager to young adult. And it has a lot of stuff in it. Like it just has a lot of story beats. But basically, the story is after his brother dies, he becomes a racer and he works with his father. And then his father has a little company, and then he wins a couple of races, and then this evil guy from an evil corporation wants him to race for his team, but he tells him that's not selling yourself and doing all this stuff. My dad told me that sponsors and all stuff like you are the devil and some of that, and we take racing like a religion in my household, and he basically told the guy no. And then that guy wants to get rid of Speed Racer ever since, and made up false stories just like his brother. And then that's when we meet Racer X, X Racer. Also works for a um the cops, and then they have this other Asian kid. They have this Asian kid involved. And this Asian kid involved, and the story with the mobsters, and then Racer X is in that storyline where he's trying to save that person, and they team up. Speed Racer teams up with X and him to do this other race that's not. It's one of the races that he can qualify in, but like that's where his brother died in, and he doesn't want his father to know about. But like, and then after that, they take down the main bad guy, that bad guy, and about crime boss, and then the main bad guy that wanted the other main bad guy that was trying to get rid of him. He goes into the Grand Prix, and then he ends up winning the Grand Prix. Speed Racer ends up winning the Grand Prix because he gets rid of all the people that wants to get rid of him, and then he goes to jail and all that stuff. But also goes to jail and he wins the race, and he becomes, one of the best racers, and he still races after that. And then yeah, it's pretty much the story. But what I'm going to say is it follows the beats from the anime and the cartoon. Even the comics I read, like his little brother, and then his little brother and his monkey. The little brother and his monkey go inside his car all the time. interrupts his date with Trixie, talking about what he wants to do for his future. And then Trixie's also in one of the races, going to cover and stuff like that. So it's also like a undercover secret agent movie, racing, all that stuff like that. But like what I liked about it is it grabbed everything from the cartoons that you know about and put it in here. The CGI wasn't, yeah, the CGI was, like I said, pretty good, but back then it would probably be like the most cheesiest CGI that you also possibly can ever make in this movie. Um, but I love this movie. John Goodman's character wanted to make sure that Speed Racer was okay. Also about that towards the end, and he pretty much did the same thing his brother did. But here's the twist: towards the end, he gets framed before he goes to Grand Prix, and then the Asian's guy's sister gives him the invitation for the Grand Prix. But here's the thing: when he gets framed, right, he goes to the main racetrack that his brother took him to, and it's like, "You have to be my brother." He figures out Racer X is his brother. He's like, "No, I'm not your brother." He takes off his helmet, his mask, and he has a completely different face. But that's the only person that knows that I'm would be here on this track. I'm doing my thoughts, and he's like, "Kid, you really know how to race. No one has spin me out like that in a long time." So when he's doing the Grand Prix, towards the end of the Grand Prix, when Speed Racer wins, the secret agent he works for is like, "Are you sure you don't want to go down with them?" No. And I have one question for you. Do you ever regret not telling them? And it goes to a backstory of that was his brother Rex. And I knew it from the beginning when I saw him. I knew it from the beginning when I saw him, but also just the way he was interacting with the family, interacting with Speed Racer, because even Speed Racer says, yeah, some of the stuff that he was bouncing off my race. I mean, during this one race, when we were trying to get rid of Snake and these other goons, he told Trixie, like, he kind of mimicked the same moves I did. So that got me thinking that it was his brother the whole time, but he brother had to go undercover because he doesn't want them to know, and he's still trying to take out bad guys that framed him. But I knew it was his brother right along because interaction with the family and just the mystery behind him, right? But he's familiar with Speed Racer, so it is pretty cool movie. Leave it, better leave it or not. This is my first time seeing this, and boy, this was a good early 2000s movie. Just like how Del Prada was a good, just like Del Prada was a good, 2000 and 2006 film. This is 2008. Both of them were good early 2000 movies. And just like I said, Michael, when I just recently saw Michael felt like an early 2000 movie. This is a movie that feels like a really good feeling when you leave the theater and you want to talk about someone for a long period of time, even if if they know about Speed Racer or they don't, you want to talk about this movie so much. Um, like in this movie, like how anime is, like they have so many different characters on the screen while Speed Racer is racing on a track. It was kind of fun that way as well. I was talking to two other guys and like they thought I'd seen this movie over and over, a couple thousand times. Just my like a couple other thousand times seeing it in theaters. And I was like, no, this is my first time seeing it today. And it's like, oh, this is my first time seeing it. Like the last race had me like locked in. And the last part of the race does have you locked in. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. And also like I said, his brother is in here with the monkey. The brother and the monkey always in the cartoon always gets in his vehicle and all some of that. They had this theme song at the very end of the movie with go speed racer go. Sound like Power Rangers, but you get my point. I walked out of the theater after seeing this, and it's like this was a good early 2000s movie, but also a good movie just to watch with some people that have never seen it. Like I pictured one of my good friends' kids seeing this. Even another one that lives locally here, and the other one that lives somewhere further from where I live. But like the other one has like two daughters and one boy, but the boy might enjoy this. Another one has two boys. Either they're gonna like this or SpongeBob, and this is a good movie to show. Like it's just amazing. Like they even made a joke, like his brother made a joke, like this scene right here you're about to see, and he said some other word, but then also involves if you're allergic to if you're allergic to cuties or don't like cuties, this is scene going to be the scene's going to be kind of weird for you guys. And he made some type of joke like that, and that was kind of funny. There's funny moments in here and jokes and stuff like that. This movie had everything in it. I'm surprised I didn't see it. And as a feel-good movie of the early 2000s, but it still holds up today. And if they made a movie today, Speed Racer, yes, we would have better graphics and better everything else. But this was pre-MCU, pre-DCEU or DCU. They had the CGI and all that stuff like that. Um, from what I want to remember, because there was no Spider, I think Spider-Man somewhere around. But like I said, with there was with Prada, you name dropping Harry Potter, that kind of dates where your movie's at, you know? The CGI in here dates where this movie's at because like you can totally tell the stuff when he was racing and the stuff in the background were all like CGI. And the only time there was like kind of only nothing going on that was CGI was when they're working, when Speed Racer's dad and Rex were working in the garage, or when they're in the Racer family was inside their house or inside of a corporate building or whatever like that. And, you know, I believe that this actor right here drove the car, but on a stage and on a green screen or something like that, because half the stuff in this is not like this is a fake. This is behind him is a fake image. Like you can totally tell that this dude on is standing on a stage sound stage with the actual car parked like that, but everything else. But there's green screen like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Mach 5, it was the Mach 5, it turned to the Mark 6. This is just the 5, and then a couple times it turns from 5 to 6. But Speed Racer goes from 6 to 5 constantly in the story. So it's amazing. This movie's amazing. Check this out. Oh yeah, I mean, it's in theaters till Wednesday, till this upcoming Wednesday. So check this theater out. I mean, check it in theaters. My bad. Check it out in theaters. I got kind of misjumbled my words because man, this movie's so good. So it's in theaters today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is the last day it's playing for this upcoming week. So see it in theaters, and if you have movies anywhere, it's only what 12.99. Buy it on 12.99 for it. You have this on Blu-ray, check it out. This is a 4K version on IMAX when it first came out on April the 20th. It was on IMAX. I saw it on laser, so that's probably the reason why it was like seemed like it was 3D, but also the cheesy CGI they had back then was kind of like 3D-ish. They had the new laser screens in AMC. And if you want to see this week, you can only see it at AMC. Cinemark doesn't have it. I don't think Regal has it. AMC is the only one that has it. And you have A-list. It doesn't cost you a dime. So go see this movie. It's fantastic. Um, like I said, if you don't have time to go see it, getting off of movies anywhere, get the Blu-ray. If you already have this movie and you've never seen it, then that's awesome. Go rewatch it on Blu-ray because I know you would love to rewatch it again. Um, this is also a 4K version. So I think they might do a new 4K of it, or if it hasn't been on 4K already, they're about to do a 4K. So yeah. I would highly recommend checking this out though. Speed Racer is fun. Um, John Goodman was in here, the only one actor I know by name. The girl who plays Trixie has played in other movies before. I recognized her. I never recognize I do recognize Speed Racer, but I don't know if he's acting anymore. The kid that plays his brother, I think, plays the big curly haired dude in Bad Santa. And I think the mom has been in a lot of different movies as well. But yeah, this movie's fantastic. Go check it out. If you want more Speed Racer stuff, I have a couple videos on Speed Racer. I need to read some more and do some more videos on it. But I think Amazon has the cartoon, so check that out as well. So this has been my review on Speed Racer from the early 2000s or 2008. So check this video out. I mean, check this movie out. Check this review out. Watch this movie. It's fun. It's fun. So if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell, and deuces.